Greetings, community, and welcome to Entropy in Comics. It's great to be back. It's been a whole 10 minutes. Video 2 of the 4 videos that I'm going to drop for today. And this one is basically an outlook of what I believe is going to happen with the year in comics for Image. The publisher Image has been around a little bit, and that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to basically be focusing on Image and why. I'll be explaining why I'll be focusing on them and why I believe they're going to be my pick for this year. And I'll be explaining what I mean by my pick. So first, brief minor history, and I'm just going to flow right through this whole thing and see how well I do. No rehearsing, no nothing, just threw a bunch of information together, and this is just for me to tell you what I believe is going to be happening for this year for Image Comics. To start off, I just want you guys to know that Image Comics established in 1992. Now, prior to that, there was a comic publisher of the name Malibu. Now, Malibu and the guys that would form Image, which would be Liefeld, McFarlane, and the guys, which I'll touch on a little bit, had a dinner with, what was that, Dave Oblick. And after that dinner, that was part of the birth of the whole idea of Image. Now, I'm not going to delve into so much stuff that everyone's already talked about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking about things that I believe people have overlooked, which is, again, as I mentioned, it was established in 1992. Liefeld, McFarlane, Portacio, Wills, Eric Larson, Jim Lee, Silvestri, Valentino. These guys got together, and this was kind of a core group of people that end up changing and defecting from the other two, meaning DC and Marvel, to go ahead and basically come up with an idea of creator owned, which is now something that is touted amongst many of the publishers out there in different ways. Boom is a platform that they're trying to exercise their legs for. It's almost like a place to pitch without having to pitch. Hey, Cap, how you doing? So my point being is all these individuals that wanted to defect and go ahead and create Image were supported by other very talented individuals, and I'll just touch on a few, like Rat Moon, Casada, and one of my favorites and the guys I used to know, Danny Mickey. They also supported this whole movement and was a part of the workforce as far as the artistic aspect. Now, this, like I said, was in 92. By 95, we already had our crash. And the problem with that also and this super high rise, super hardcore fall, hey, welcome back, Lacrucis. There was no real development of any superhero universe. So that's what I'm going to basically kind of be touching on right now. Is one of the main points that I really want to focus on is that upon the birth of Image, there was no structure or format that was brought upon, or any attempt to bring upon, any superhero model universe. So much like what we think of when we think of Marvel or DC, we got these superhero universes or multiverse. You understand what I'm getting at. So like I stated, after the mid-90s, and in any attempt to basically try to unify all these different studios that were doing all these creator-owned individual titles, was abandoned. There was no way to bring up all these characters together and try to create a universe that allowed these individual characters to work together. So that was basically abandoned soon after Image Comics was, along with everyone else, affected by the 94, 95 crash and what's soon to befall all other publishers after. Now, that was essentially my rant. What I'm getting at with this is, yes, in part, this is a spec video. This is Entropy in Comics, whole different stuff. So what I'm getting at with names like Chip Zdarsky, Kelly Thompson, Ed Bryson, Jeff Lemire, I'll just stop there. If you go ahead and check out what's dropping on Image Comics right now, as far as if you go to their site and see what they've been doing for the past week, they've been dropping these names one by one each day in succession. So they're up to what, day 5 or day 6 right now. And the reason why they're dropping these names is you're going to be one of the first people to know that I don't even know if I want to say the title. I won't. All these individuals are going to be working on an anthology type title that's going to be dropping in April. That's enough. And you'll end up seeing it. 5-issue miniseries. That's enough. That is going to floor everybody. Is that a big deal? I don't know. Let's think about this. Tinian, Snyder. Who else can you guys think of? In the Marvel/DC universes that have gone over to Image lately and created their own little babies. Image is going to be one of the biggest publishers this year as far as being able to hold everything together, because as far as all the distribution that's been going on with Marvel, DC's issues of when they're going to go ahead and drop their stuff on a Tuesday, or now that they're going back to the regular distribution, that's going to soon be taken into effect. I want to say somewhere in April or May, possibly as late as June. Image is the only one that's been, of the big three, if you want to call them part of the big three, that's been able to hold it together. They've been able to steadily build, and I believe this is the year that I think it was going to be last year. I didn't say anything because I knew the COVID situation, that they were going to make their move. This is the year that they're going to make their move. They've been able to bring over, and don't take my word, just check out everything that's going on. Hey, Ben, how you doing, man? That they've been able to bring over these people and just tell them, hey, look, we're only looking for percentages. We're only looking for this. We're only looking for that. This is still your baby. This is still your thing. So that's what I believe is happening. Is Image Comics is going to be the publisher of the year as far as being able to get some of the most innovative, different stories, some of the bigger sought after titles, some of the bigger sought after writers, artists, overall letterers. Everyone's going to end up going over to Image, because if you ask anyone, and I suggest all of you guys that just watch this on the rewind that do interviews and stuff, go ahead and ask these people that are behind the scenes when you do backstage. Ask where they would like to go beyond where they're at right now as far as being able to do creator-owned stuff. Ask where they think their biggest place that you can take a creator-owned title. Ask who treats them pretty well. Image has been around long enough to where at this point they've been able to work out a lot of kinks. They got a lot of guys that have been there since day one. And these guys, I remember at the age of anywhere from 18 all the way up to 27. That was roughly the range group. And they're still there today. Now Jim Lee's over at DC and all these guys are kind of separated, but that mentality hasn't changed. That's why you have people like Quesada that has taken over at Marvel for so many years and only now is being replaced by Feige. And that's only because of the reputation of what he's been able to get onto the silver screen. My point? Image Comics. Thank you for watching Entropy and Comics. Please like, subscribe. Got 2 more videos coming. See you in a bit.